3, 11,379, take 1.
Thank you. Welcome to Pandemonium. What a cleanup crew you are. Oh, nothing like a little motivation, huh? I think you will agree that this is a pretty unusual show for a couple of reasons. One, because our game is played with 118 contestants. These are the contestants. Each of them starting off here with $50. And second, because our show is made up of 3 totally different games, so that the 4 contestants who survive Pandemonium Part 1 go on to play Pandemonium Part 2, and the 1 contestant who survives that will go on to play Pandemonium Part 3 for over $20,000 in cash and prizes. Okay. Let's begin. Contestants, I'm going to ask you a question that can be answered either yes or no. Now, if you think the answer to the question is yes, I want you to press your yes button. If you think the answer is no, I want you to press your... No! Quick. Okay. I want you to be careful, though, because if you are wrong, you not only lose the $50 that we just gave you, but you will be out of this first part of Pandemonium. All right, here is the question, and don't vote until I tell you to. Okay? Here is the first question. Do ants stretch when they wake up? Now, if you've ever watched an ant on the windowsill waking up in the morning, is that ant stretching? Answer now. All right, the answers are in, and I will tell you that the answer is yes. Everybody who said no, I should point this out. Not only do they stretch, but ants yawn. Did you know that? If you ever bore an ant, you'll see him yawn. Everybody who said no, you have lost your $50, and I regret to say that you are out. Bye-bye. Well, when we say out, we mean out. They are gone, aren't they? But if they're good, they'll come back a little later. We now have 67 people left for our second question. Remember, again, don't vote until I tell you to. And here is the second question. Does Ernest Hemingway's gravestone read, "Pardon me for not getting up"? Ernest Hemingway, the great writer. Do you think his gravestone reads that? Answer now. All right. The answer is no, it does not read that. Okay. Everybody who said yes, you lose your $50 and you are out. Bye-bye. We now have 43 people left, and it gets smaller and smaller here. All right, now this is our third and our last question, but this question is a little bit special. As before, if you are wrong, you lose your $50, and if you are right, you get to keep it. However, only the first 4 people to answer correctly will go on to play Pandemonium Part 2. So you have to be smart and you have to be quick. Now, your buttons will be activated at the sound of the bell. Listen for the bell, and here is the question. Is Vice President Mondale's first name Arthur? And the answer is no. First name, of course, is Walter Mondale. And I will tell you right now that 37 people were right, And the $50 we gave you at the start of the show is yours to keep. And now I have here on my computerized podium the seat numbers of the first 4 people who answered correctly, and they will go on to play Pandemonium Part 2. So, here they are. Seat number 83. Seat number 113. Seat number 92. Seat number 117. Okay, we will meet them. We'll be back to play Pandemonium Part 2 right after this.
And now, Pandemonium Part 2 with your host, Steve Edwards.
Thank you, Roddy. This is Pandemonium Part 2. This is what we call the bounce game. And as you can see, all of our audience has returned safe and sound. Hello, audience, and welcome back. Right here we have the 4 people who have survived the first part of our game, and I think we should meet them right now. And who are you?
My name is Dorothy Reinhardt, and I'm a little old Oklahoma girl. I grew up on the carnivals, and probably the first thing you want to ask about me is, how in the world do they work the Headless Girl Act? And I'm never going to tell you because there are people out there that are still working the Headless Girl Act, but I was it. And I was good at it. Didn't I
The first thing I want to ask you is, do you have any hobbies? Thank you very much, Dorothy. Yes. Who are you?
My name is Daryl Choulet, and I'm from Pasadena, and I'm a UCLA student. And this week, my major is advertising. I change every week, that's the problem. And I really like that field, but I kind of want to transfer to the South because deep down I think I'm a Southern belle.
You do?
Uh-huh.
You want to live on a plantation?
Oh, yes.
You're a little late, you know.
I know, but I can find myself a little Southern gentleman down there, I think, I hope.
Well, let's see, if you win, maybe you can buy one, okay?
Okay.
All right. Yes, sir.
My name's Jeff Jaggy. I'm
Hello,
from Torrance, California.
Tell me-
Originally
yeah.
from Long Island, New York. I'm a
Like the
teacher.
coast. You like the coast,
yes,
right?
The ocean. I'm a swimmer. But I'm also a teacher, a singer-songwriter, amateur athlete. You know.
Pretty well-rounded guy, huh?
Yeah, I like to think of myself that way. You know, every man.
Well, we'll find out by the end of the show if it's true or not. Hello.
Hi, Steve. I'm Elizabeth Russell, and I just recently moved here from St. Paul, Minnesota.
How do you like it here? It's warm here, isn't
I
it?
love it, but it's a big adjustment. People out here are different than in Minnesota.
Are we, do you find that people in California are plastic and empty?
No, wild and crazy.
Wild and crazy people. Okay, wild and crazy people. In this game, the last person left is the winner, and we'll go on to play part 3 for over $20,000 in cash and prizes. All right, let's go play the bounce game. Okay, gang, I am going to ask you a series of questions in various categories. There will be 3 questions in each of the categories. Now, if a question comes to you and you answer incorrectly, you are out of the game. You can stay in the game either by answering the question correctly or by bouncing it to any one of your opponents. Now, each of you will receive 7 such bounces in your bank, indicated by those 7 circles on each of your podiums. Now, every time we announce a category, you tell us how many of those bounces you want to use in that category. Just like that. Now, here's a very important hint. The bounce is a weapon. There will be times that even though you know the answer to a question, you may still want to bounce it to an opponent to knock him or her out of the game. All right? The first category is Sams, about people named Sam. Okay? How many bounces do you want in this category? Lock them in, contestants. All right, Dorothy, how many bounces?
3, please.
3 bounces for Dorothy. Daryl, how many for you?
4.
4 for Daryl. Jeff?
4, please.
4 for Jeff. And Elizabeth?
I took 4.
Elizabeth took 4, 3, 4, 4, and 4. We will start the questioning with the nonconformist, Dorothy. Dorothy, in the category of Sams, what TV series featured a woman named Sam who twitched her nose?
I'm gonna bounce to Daryl.
All right, Daryl, who has 4 bounces.
I'm going to bounce it back to you, Dorothy.
Dorothy with 2 bounces.
Okay, I'll bounce to Jeff.
Jeff, who has 4 bounces.
I will bounce that back to Dorothy.
Dorothy with just 1 bounce.
I'm going to answer the question.
All right, the question being, what TV series featured a woman named Sam who twitched her nose?
Bewitched!
You're right! Hang it in there. We go to the second question here in the category of Sams, and we have Dorothy with just 1 bounce, Darryl with 3, Jeff with 3, and Elizabeth, pardon me for saying this, but it's Fat City. You got 4 over there. All right, the question starting with Darryl. As a boy, which variety star was billed as Silent Sam the Dancing Midget?
Okay, I'm going to bounce that to Dorothy.
Oh, Dorothy with 1 bounce.
Oh, Dorothy with 1 bounce. I've got to bounce it. I'm going to bounce it back to Darryl.
Darryl with 2 bounces.
I'm going to bounce it right back to you, Dorothy.
Dorothy with no bounces. Dorothy, you have to answer this question. You must, as a boy. Which variety star was billed as Silent Sam the Dancing Midget?
Oh, the only thing I can think of is Philip Morris. He's the only midget I know.
Oh, you're not even close. You're wrong. It's Sammy Davis Jr. Oh, Dorothy, I am sorry. They got you. We have to say goodbye, but please leave with $100. Thank you very much, Dorothy. All right. 1 down, 2 more to go. We are still in the category of Sams. This is the last question in the category. If you can get through this, you go back to your bank to pick more for the next category. Darryl has 1 bounce, Jeff has 3, and Elizabeth has 4. Now, what famous phrase, question to Jeff, what famous phrase do we associate with Humphrey Bogart and Sam the piano player?
I'm going to bounce this to Dorothy.
Dorothy bounced out of the game.
I'm
Better
sorry.
bounce it to somebody else.
Darryl.
Darryl with 1 bounce.
And I'm going to answer that.
All right, Darryl, here is the question. What famous phrase do we associate with Humphrey Bogart and Sam the piano player?
Play it again, Sam.
You're absolutely right. Okay. All right, that is the end of that category. Okay, now that finishes the category. Those bounces that weren't used are wasted. We go on to another category, which is money, money, money. That is our second category, so contestants, lock in your bounces. All right, Darryl, how many bounces for you?
I've got 3.
All 3 from your bank? Okay, 3 for Darryl. And Jeff, how
I
many
knew
for
she'd
you?
do that. I went with 3 also.
3, so you're emptying your bank. And Elizabeth?
I knew they'd both do that, so I took 3.
3 for Elizabeth. 3, 3, and 3. It's the second category. It is money, money, money. We will start the questioning with Elizabeth. Elizabeth, according to tradition, that is tradition, how many dollars worth of beads did the Dutch pay for Manhattan?
I'm going to bounce that to Darryl.
Darryl, who has 3 bounces.
I'm going to bounce that to Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, who has 2 bounces.
Darryl, I'm going to bounce it back to you.
Back to you, Darryl. 2 bounces.
Oh, it's going to be bounced back to you, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth with 1 bounce.
Okay, I'm going to answer that.
You're going to answer the question, according to tradition, how many dollars worth of beads did the Dutch pay for Manhattan?
I think it's 29.
Inflation doesn't count. $24 is the answer. I'm sorry, Elizabeth. I am afraid we lost you, but to remember us by, please take $200. Thank you very, very much, Elizabeth. Okay. All right. We are getting down to it. We just have Darryl and Jeff left. Darryl has 1 bounce. Jeff has 3 bounces. We are in the category money, money, money. Don't look too smug, Jeff. You never know when this turns around. The question goes to you, Darryl. Whose portrait is on the $50 bill?
Oh, I'm going to bounce that one to Jeff.
Jeff, 3 bounces.
Bounce back to Darryl.
Well, isn't that a surprise? Back to Darryl, who has no bounces. And Darryl, if you can get through this, and maybe the next question, who knows where we are. All right, Darryl, whose portrait is on the $50 bill?
Oh, I'm going to go with my favorite president, Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson is wrong. It's Ulysses S. Grant, and Jeff is our winner. All right, Ulysses S. Grant, and we thank you, Darryl, and for playing the game. For you, $300. Thank you very much. Okay, Jeff, for you, first of all, the winner's Pandemonium Part 2, you get $500, but that's not all, because in a moment you're going to have a chance to win cash and prizes worth over $20,000, and we'll be back. Okay, here we are. This is Pandemonium Part 3. This is what we call the People Puzzle, and I am standing here with Jeff, the lone survivor of those 118 contestants, and any man who can do that deserves a chance at this.
KZ750 has a 4-stroke air-cooled vertical twin motor, disc brakes front and rear, 5-speed transmission, and electric starter. And a trip to Tahiti! You'll see Moorea, Huahine, Bora Bora, and Tahiti. First-class hotels, sultry beaches, plantations, and waterfalls. 14 pleasure-filled exotic days for two from Club Universe. And finally, a new sports car. The exciting 1980 Corvette Stingray. The sports car with fun to spare. Comes with all the standard equipment and loads of options. And you can win it all on Pandemonium.
Okay, Jeff, that's some pretty exciting stuff. And we want you to win it. That's why we're here. We like to give things away, you know. So what we have done is we have selected 10 of your peers, 10 people who started in this audience, and they want to help you. And so here they are, 10 full-fledged citizens of the land of Pandemonium. All right, we have for you Teddy Roosevelt. How you doing there, Rough Rider? John Adams, Cary Grant, Tiny Tim. Hello, Tiny. How are you? Harpo Marx, Mary Poppins, Davy Crockett, Lawrence of Arabia, J. Edgar Hoover, and Brigitte Bardot. Now, as I told you, Jeff, these 10 citizens are going to help you win all these prizes. Now, this is how they're going to help you do it. You see a number of money envelopes. Throughout those money envelopes, we have randomly distributed $6,500. Each time you solve one of our people puzzles, you will earn one of those money envelopes. And at the end of the game, if the total amount of money you've earned equals at least $2,000, you win not only the money, and you win the prizes. And not only do you do that, but audience, for you, if Jeff can go all the way, you will win the amount of money that's in his envelope. So, let us bring down Teddy Roosevelt and John Adams and play the first people puzzle. Teddy Roosevelt and John Adams. I start stuttering around dead presidents. Okay. Number one question. Which of these presidents has his face sculpted on Mount Rushmore? Okay. Jeff, your answer?
I've been there, Roosevelt.
Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt's absolutely right on Mount Roosevelt. Along with the faces of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abe Lincoln. Thank you, President Roosevelt. Thank you, John Adams. You've earned yourself an envelope. Now let's bring down Cary Grant and Tiny Tim. Here they are. I feel it incumbent upon me to remind you that these people were sitting in the audience just like the rest of them at the beginning of this game. All right, people puzzle. People puzzle number 2. Which of these personalities has admitted taking LSD? All right, Jeff, your answer?
I'll go with my peers, Cary Grant.
Okay, under strict medical supervision, it was Cary Grant who took the LSD. You have won yourself another envelope. Thank you, Cary. Thank you, Tiny. Let's bring down Harpo Marx and Mary Poppins. Harpo Marx and Mary Poppins. Now you have won 2 envelopes so far. Here is question number 3. Which of these two is carrying something which is called a parasolka in Polish? Okay, audience, Jeff, what is your answer?
Mary Poppins.
You're going with the audience, aren't you? Okay, a parasolka is an umbrella. Mary Poppins, it is. You've won 3 envelopes now. Thank you very much, Harpo and Mary. Let's bring down Davy Crockett and Lawrence of Arabia. And here they come. You know that these men have not fought a lot of wars together. You can tell by listening to them. Here is the question for them. Which of these two was born in the same country as Bob Hope? Okay, Jeff is saying Lawrence of Arabia. Bob Hope is British born. Lawrence of Arabia it is. You are rolling here, Jeff. Rolling, Jeff. Rolling. J. Edgar Hoover and Brigitte Bardot. Our next couple. Coming soon to a neighborhood theater. Here they are. All right, the question here. Which of these people's first job was that of a librarian? All right, Jeff, what is your answer?
I'll have to go with Bridget Bardot.
You say Brigitte Bardot. The answer, J. Edgar Hoover. You didn't get that one. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you, J. Edgar. Thank you, Bridget. You did very, very well. Citizens, please gather around the money board. Right now, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 citizens up there. Each citizen is going to take a money envelope for you, Jeff, but you must tell each one of them which envelope to take. And remember, if the total amount of money in those envelopes you select totals $2,000 or more, you will win all those prizes. You'll win the cash in the envelopes. And remember, audience, if he goes all the way, you will divide the same amount of cash. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Now, which envelope do you want Teddy Roosevelt to take?
Number 6, please.
Number 6, Teddy Roosevelt. Which envelope would you like Cary Grant to take?
Number 2.
All right, Cary Grant, would you step up and take number 2? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mary Poppins, which one do you want her to take?
Number 4.
Number 4, Mary Poppins. And Lawrence of Arabia, which one do you want him to take?
10.
Number 10 for Lawrence of Arabia. Okay, citizens, if you will please step right up. And Jeff, come on over with me. Remember, you need $2,000 in these envelopes to win the cash and the prizes, and for the audience also to win the cash. So now let's take a look at Lawrence of Arabia. He is holding number 10, and envelope number 10 is worth $800. $800. You need $1,200 now, Jeff. Let's see what we have from Mary Poppins. You have 8. You need 12. That's $1,500. You did very, very well at this point. Cary Grant is over here. You need $500 at this point. And let's see what Archie Leach has for us on number 2. You won all the prizes, the people are going crazy, and we will be back to find out how much more you have won and how much the audience has won. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. I have to make a comment right here. I've got to make this comment. The man won the prizes. He didn't expect to win. He won everything. And what does he do? He walks over, hugs Brigitte Bardot, and gets in the car. I mean, he knew what he was doing. All right, as you know, Jeff managed to win the prizes before we check the final envelope. And there also is another $200. So we have $2,600 for you. We have a likewise amount to be divided among our studio audience. And it has been a very good day here at the Land of Pandemonium. Our audience has won $7,650. Of course, our friend Jeff over here, as soon as he comes down to earth, will realize that he won a total of $22,150 in cash and prizes. And all in all, we have given away a grand total of $27,150 in cash and prizes. And we hope that we have won the right to come back tomorrow in the Land of Pandemonium. Goodbye, everybody!
This is Rod Roddy speaking. Pandemonium has been a production of the Bud Austin Company.
If you like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more. And check out my Facebook page for other exciting content.